Hello everyone, welcome to the Yarn Bowl. Today in this video we're going to see how to crochet this beautiful potted planter, and you can use this as a card decor as well. We'll see how to make this easy pattern, and if you want a free written pattern of this potted planter, it's available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. If you have an Instagram account, do follow me on my Instagram handle as well. I post project updates and fun reels on my Instagram. If you're new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. Hello everyone, today we're going to see how to crochet this beautiful potted planter. It's a hanging planter. You can use this as a cord decor or just a decor for your house. So I've worked this with 100% cotton yarn. I'll post the colors in the description. So I'm going to choose these three colors: white, brown and hot green. So the brand and the colors will be available in the description. And then I'm going to use 3mm crochet hook to work this project. We'll need scissors. We'll need sewing needle and some polyfil also for this project. So let's start working our basket first. For that, for working the round one, I'm going to work a magic ring, and then I'm going to work a chain 3. This chain 3 is considered as our first double crochet, and then I'm going to work 11 double crochets on the magic ring. So considering the chain 3 as our first double crochet, we'll have 12 double crochets around the magic ring. Go ahead, work your double crochets around the magic ring. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So once you have worked your 11 double crochets plus chain 3, we're just gonna tighten the magic ring. So a couple of more left here, and then what we're gonna do is tighten the magic ring. I'm just checking my counts. So we should have 12 stitches all together, and then tighten the magic ring and work a slip stitch on top of your starting chain 3 to close this round 1. So considering your chain 3 as a double crochet, we should have 12 double crochet stitches for round 1. Just working a slip stitch, then you'll tighten your magic ring even more and secure it with a knot. And once you're done with that, we'll proceed with round 2. For round 2, I'm gonna work a chain 3. This chain 3 is again considered as my first double crochet, and then I'll work one more double crochet on the same stitch. So idea is to work 2 double crochet stitches in every stitch of round 1. Just doing an increment here. I'm just working 2 double crochet stitches in every stitch of round 1, right? So go ahead, work 2 stitches in every stitch of round 1. So we should have 24 stitches at the end of round 2 as we go with the increments. So work 2 double crochet stitches in each stitch of round 1. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So now I'm done working 2 double crochet stitches in every stitch of round 1. Now I'll work a slip stitch on top of my starting chain 3, which is our first double crochet stitch, to close this round 2. So now that round 2 is done, our base of the part is done. We're just gonna work the body of the part. For that, I'm gonna work a chain 1. This chain 1 does not count as a stitch. Then I'm gonna find my back loop of the same stitch, and I'll work 1 half double crochet stitch on it. So this first stitch is little bit difficult to pick it up, and eventually you'll find which is your back loop of the same stitch. It's hard for me as well. I'm gonna yarn over, insert my hook and work a half double crochet stitch on the back loop of the same stitch, and then I'm gonna yarn over, pick up the back loop of the next stitch and work 1 half double crochet stitch on it. So work 1 half double crochet on the back loop of every stitch of round 2. I'm just finding my stitch markers here, just to mark my first half double crochet stitch, and then work 1 half double crochet stitch on the back loop of every stitch of round 2. Go ahead, work 1 half double crochet stitch on every stitch of round 2 and work them around. You should have 24 half double crochet stitch. So keep working your back loop half double crochet stitch around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So now I'm done working. Just make sure, count your number of stitches, it should be 24. Now to work a slip stitch, I'm just picking up the back loop of the starting stitch and I'm working a slip stitch. Now I'm gonna work a chain 1 again, which does not count as a stitch, and I'll work 1 half double crochet on the same stitch. Mark your first stitch with a stitch marker and then repeat the same thing whatever we have done for our round 3. We're just gonna work 1 back loop half double crochet stitch on every stitch of the previous round. So that's it. Keep working this around. I'll meet you at the end of this round. So now once you're done working back loop half double crochet stitches, I'm gonna work a slip stitch on the back loop of my first stitch, and then I'm going to repeat the same thing again. Work a chain 1 which does not count as a stitch and work 1 back loop half double crochet stitch on the same stitch, and repeat working 1 back loop half double crochet stitch on every stitch of the previous round. And once you are done, we are going to work a slip stitch on the starting stitch. Keep working 1 back loop half double crochet stitch in every stitch of the previous round. So continue working this way. Now I am done with my last stitch. So since this is the last stitch, we'll be working the body. For this stitch, I'm gonna work slip stitch on the both the loops of my first stitch. So we are done with the basket. If you want, you can go ahead work one more round of this back loop half double crochet stitch if you want your pot to be little bit bigger. So now do not fasten off your yarn. Continue working 25 chains. Once you are done working 25 chains, work a slip stitch and fasten off your yarn, leaving a little bit of a loop. So now we are done with one of the hanging strings. We're going to skip 7 stitches. Join your white yarn on the 8th stitch and work 25 chains. Make sure you secure the base of that yarn as well later once you work your 25 chains, and then work a slip stitch, leave a small loop and then fasten off your yarn, and then repeat this one more time. Skip 7 stitches and then attach your yarn on the 8th stitch. Work 25 chains attach your yarn on the 8th stitch and then work 25 chains, work a slip stitch and fasten off your yarn. Once you're done, secure your or the other end of the yarn which you used to attach, and we're going to tie them up all together later. But before that, we have to stuff the pot, and then we have to work the dirt and the ferns or the leaves that go inside the pot, and later we can attach these strands together. I'm going to stuff it with the polyfil, little bit of polyfil. For now, we'll stuff more later when we attach the dirt to this. So for working the dirt, I have chosen the round color cotton yarn. I'm going to work a magic ring for our round one, and then whatever we have done for the base of the pot, we are going to do it. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to work a chain 3 on the magic ring. This chain 3 is considered as my first double crochet. Then I'll go ahead work 11 double crochets around the magic ring. Go ahead work 11 double crochets around the magic ring. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of this round, considering your chain 3 also as a stitch. Once you're done working your round one, tighten the magic ring and work a slip stitch on top of your starting chain 3. Tighten the magic ring and work a slip stitch on top of your starting chain 3 to close this round one. Then tighten the magic ring even more and secure it with the knot. Now we are going to work our round 2. For round 2, I'm going to work a chain 3. This chain 3 is considered as our first double crochet, and then I'll go ahead work one more double crochet on the same stitch. Now I'll work 2 double crochets on each stitch of round 1 for our increment. So I'm just working 2 double crochets on each stitch of our round 1. So we'll end up having 24 stitches at the end of round 2. So that's going to be our dirt. So continue working 2 double crochet stitches around, and once you're done working that, I'm going to work a slip stitch on top of my starting chain 3 to close this round 1. After this, work a slip stitch, fasten off and weave the ends. We're going to weave the ends, and after this I'm going to work the ferns or the leaves, the hanging leaves that go on the dirt, and then we'll attach or assemble them together. Let's see how to do that. Don't sew your dirt on the pot yet. We'll do it after we have worked the leaf. For leaf, I'll show you how I'm going to work a 3 petal fern, and then follow the same pattern to work 4 and 5 petal fern. So for that, work a slip knot and then work a chain 4, and then go ahead work 1 double crochet on the chain 1. After you have worked the double crochet, work a chain 1, work 1 more double crochet on the chain 1. Now work a chain 1 again and work 1 triple crochet stitch on the chain 1. After you have worked your triple crochet stitch, work a chain 1, work a chain 2 and then work 1 single crochet on the chain 1, and then work 1 triple crochet on the starting chain 1 stitch where we are working all these stitches, and then work a chain 1, work 1 double crochet stitch, work a chain 1 again, work 1 more double crochet stitch on the starting chain 1, and then work a chain 3, work a chain 4, and then work a slip stitch on the chain 1. So we have worked our first leaf. We're going to continue working this like a fern. For that I'm going to work a chain 11 continuously. Do not fasten off your yarn. After you have worked your first leaf, work chain 11, and then we're going to repeat the same pattern that we followed for the leaf. I'm going to yarn over, find my 4th chain from the hook, and then work a double crochet on it, and then work a chain 1, work 1 more double crochet on the same stitch, and then work a chain 1, work a triple crochet on the same stitch, and then work chain 2, 1 single crochet on the chain 1, and then work a triple crochet on the chain 4 where we are working all these stitches, and then work a chain 1, work 1 double crochet on the same stitch, and then work a chain 1, work 1 more double crochet on the same stitch, and then work a chain 4, slip stitch on the same stitch, 1 2 3 4, and then slip stitch on the same stitch. So now we have worked our second leaf. So this is going to look like a hanging leaf or a creeper. So now we're going to work the third leaf. So do not fasten off your yarn, work 11 chains continuously, and then we're going to repeat whatever we have done for the previous leaf. I'm going to find my 4th chain from the hook and work 1 double crochet on it, and then I'm going to work a chain 1, work 1 more double crochet on the same stitch, work a chain 1, 1 triple crochet on the same stitch. After I have worked my triple crochet, I'm going to work a chain 2, work 1 single crochet on the chain 1, and then work a triple crochet on the same stitch where we have worked all the stitches, chain 1, 1 double crochet on the same stitch, chain 1, 1 more double crochet on the same stitch, and then chain 4, slip stitch. So after I have worked my last leaf of this fern or creeper, this is only after you have worked your last stitch. Instead of working 11 chains, work 7 chains, and then work a slip stitch and leave a long loop and then fasten off. So you have to do the chain 7 only after you have worked your last leaf. Otherwise, you keep working 11 chains and continue with your leaves. So this is your 3-leaf fern. I'm going to need one of the 3-leaf fern. Then I'm going to work 4-leaf fern. And then after I'm done with this, work a chain 7. I need 2 of these 4-leaf ferns. And then I'm going to need 2 of the 5-leaf ferns. So 1 3-leaf ferns, 2 of the 4-leaf ferns, and 2 of the 5-leaf ferns. So follow the pattern that we did for the 3-leaf ferns to work the 4 and 5-leaf ferns. Now we are going to combine all of these ferns or the creepers together, and then we're going to attach it to the center of the dirt. Make sure you attach them to the right side and bring all the loops towards the wrong side, because this is going to go inside the pot. Secure this with a knot. And now what we are going to do, we are going to attach the dirt to the pot. Doesn't matter if you snip off the yarn or not, because all of them are going to go inside the pot. So next we're going to attach the same color that we used for the pot to the sewing needle, and then we're going to sew this dirt, just working slip stitches on each stitch of the dirt to each stitch of the part, because we're going to have 24 stitches on the dirt and 24 stitches on the part. So it's going to go equal. Just make sure all these odd bits go inside the pot and sew it along. So after you have sewn the dirt to the pot, and then snip off the extra yarn and gently tuck them on inside the pot itself. Arrange the ferns equally around this hanging loops that we have done, and then we're going to tie these loops around this 3 chain 25 chains that we have done with the potter, and then you can snip off the odd ends of these yarn. So that's it, our potted plant is done. And this is easy and simple to make, so they look so colorful and fresh. I'm gonna hang them on my car. So how do you think, are you going to use them? And if you are making one of these, and please do tag me on my Instagram account, so I'm gonna feel really happy. I see a lot of people posting their work and tagging me. It gives me a lot of happiness to see that. And if you want a free written pattern of this potted planter, it's available in my website, theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. And if you have an Instagram account, do consider following me on my Instagram handle. I post project updates and fun reels on my Instagram. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.